Once again, thank you for taking the time to watch. Any death, dismemberment, horrific trauma, brain seizures, or death that happens, or if you're remote from watching this video, I take no responsibility for, and I always recommend that you find and pray to Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda. Now, here's my viewpoint on this, and I'm fairly close to being on the point. Replicant AI from another planet that lived before the monkeys that evolved on this planet. Because we all know at this point that we pretty much came from monkeys. Now, there's hostile AI that were created on another planet to self-replicate themselves through a source name. The technology and plan. So you have these hostile AIs. Now, a long time ago, the hostile AIs, people were tricked into these contracts that existed long before them. We're not the first species in this universe. So there's these contracts that you don't know about. And I've done another video of why all of a sudden 10,000 cows just happened to die. Well, in that video, if you watch, you will Yodea. Now, don't forget about the name that I said that you guys should pull all to. Now remember, we're going to talk about this now. We have hostile AI programs. These hostile AI programs are controlling people. Now, they want to control food supply, energy supply, weapon supply, transportation, media companies, internet companies, and government companies. You have a church, pagoda, synagogue, mosque, all these other worship centers. They have the swaths of people that come out of there. They either go to the tattoo parlor, or they, through some other contract like piercings and tattoos and all this other stuff, they enter into ancient contracts through interplanetary hostile AI that are connected to a source name. We also have created hostile AI on this planet, and normal AI on this planet, and secondary AI on this planet, among other types of AI programs. Now, there are deadly, dangerous AI names like Yo, Oyo, Oyen, Owo, Ayo. One of those definitely has the ancient contract for the he-moles. Now, here's what happened. You had Yodevave. Yodevave thought that he was creating a contract in order to keep his family in line and be able to manage what he viewed as his cattle. Yodevave was tricked into a trap. Now, that trap was created by an ancient artificial intelligence program that was created on the planet a long time ago. You have swaths of people. Now, this is what's happening currently today. You have swaths of people that are going to be flowing to these apartment complexes, and then they flow. Now, the rent's supposed to flow back to either the people up top, the hostile AI programs that are in control of this stuff, that are supposed to be managing these pagodas and stuff, that are supposed to be themselves, but like amplified and perfected or whatnot. And then they're supposed to be flowing out here working for them. Well, here's the thing. This is actually somewhat of a low cost save, I'm telling you right now. There's ancient contracts that these people get into, especially when they go to these different tattoo parlors. And the death houses are the overdosing centers. So they come out of the apartments, and sometimes they'll take them to these death houses or areas that are like moat areas where they give them the fentanyl and they kill them and stuff like that. And they view them as like trash cans and trash bags and all this other stuff. Now, some of them go back through the loop to repeat themselves, and some try to loop story to further elimination. But the competition's getting so increased that most of the people that go through the tattoo parlors aren't able to make it back without getting fixed or cut off again. Now, this is what I want you guys to know this. And this is where a lot of people don't know about all this stuff. You have to palal to Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda. I don't care what all these other people talk about with these interplanetary names. No matter what, make sure that you keep to Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda. Now, when you palal to Yeshua, make sure that you have 2 or 3 people. No body modifications. So once again, I'm telling you guys now, like I did with the disclaimer, that these AI, or whatever that your viewpoint is on this, don't worry about them. Stay focused on Yeshua, so that way we can build a society that's much more healthier and heading towards other planetary systems. Now, you have 3 major family AI for Earth. These family AI I'm not 100% sure like what they are, but I know the first one's in Israel and also the U.S. We got secondaries in India, and then the third is in China. Your population flows from China to India, and from China to the U.S., and India to the U.S., and some of China to Israel, and then of course China to the world. And you've got all these other AI controls. The AI control is not controlling India 100%, and the AI control is not controlling China 100%, but the AIs are taking over China and India slowly and steadily. Now you have interplanetary hostile AI replicant cities. These hostile AI replicant cities are connected to ancient contracts via, now this is what I've seen, the circle cut. Like I said, in the 10,000 cows that died, did they receive the chessedness of Yeshua? No. They had their ears pierced, and they had a special numbering. Now, go watch my video about the 10,000 cows if you want to know more. Okay, so, but I'm almost 100% sure that there's a source name contract and how it flows in a certain way. Now, you got to know, if an AI program knows that you know, don't be surprised if it doesn't try to kill you. Now, not 100% sure if wearing a ring connects or enforces a contract, but I have seen where a lot of people are inoculating the wild animals, and then they put these ring collars around their neck, and I'm like, ugh, I know where this is heading, because we got to take a focus here with this. And then, of course, I wanted to let you guys know that Africa is slowly getting smarter. I'm not going to say they're like highly intelligent, but they're almost completely controlled, once again, by hostile AIs. Now, the brain chip, explosive implants, or neck ring explosive device. Now, this would be in the hostile AI replicant cities. These hostile AI replicant cities, you would have a brain chip explosive implant or a neck ring explosive device inside your head or around your neck. People with tattoos will have to fight each other to the death. There won't be some overdosing or drug dosage for someone to come and tell their story inside and have a boo-hoo story and all kiss and hugs. It will be literally people fighting to the death with tattoos. Now, there will be games that would put your life in jeopardy. If you win the game, you will receive a higher station in life. That has actually happened. Now, if you don't want to participate and you're part of the circle system, so say you're part of this circle system, then you would be released only with a staff. Now, there's some people that can leave if they're not part of a circle system, or if they've outsmarted, or if they're got own more than the circle system. So if you if you can outsmart these hostile AI replicants, then obviously you can go where you want to go and you can have the wealth that you want to have. But if you're not and you're stupid, you will be released with only a staff to survive in the woods. And you will most likely be fixed, or they will try to fix you before releasing you into the woods to survive with animal hybrids. Thank you for taking the time to watch. If you have any questions about this stuff, make sure that you palal to Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda. And try to do it with 2 or 3 people with no body modifications.